So I'd like to start out today. We're going to start out in Supta Baddha Konasana in your Shavasana. So how we do that is you make your way down to your back. So find yourself down on your backs, and then you're going to take the soles of the feet together and then splay your knees out open wide. Now, if you're just getting into this and you're feeling like this is kind of a lot, it's a little bit much for you first thing, know that that's valid, know that you're not wrong. And if you have a couple of pillows near you, or you can wrap some blankets or anything that's going to help you feel supported in this pose, feel free to grab it. And I'll give you a sec to set up if you need a sec to set up. Place the blanket or the pillows basically right underneath your thighs, like above your knee. That's going to give you some support there. Adjust your hips a little bit so that you're sure that your low back is entirely pressing into your mat. And then I'd like us to start today by placing one hand on your heart and the other hand on your belly. So this is going to give you a little bit of connection to your breath. It's going to help you feel your breath. So if it's comfortable for you, begin to close your eyes. Really start to check in. Start to notice the rise and the falls of your inhales and your exhales. Try to take some of the deepest, most mindful breaths that you've taken all day long. I'm going to give you a couple of rounds on your breath all on your own, and then I'd like us to breathe together. And we're going to breathe together. We'll inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Feel free to be loud. Feel free to make it big. You'll only hear my breath, and probably the only person at your house that's going to hear you is your dog or your cat. So don't worry about it. And I'd like to do this breath just as a cleansing breath when we start the class, to release anything that maybe you're walking in here with today that's not going to serve you. So if you're feeling any fear, anxiety, stress, anger, like I don't have to tell you, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. So know that you're not alone. Know that your feelings are valid, and let's breathe it out. Let's give ourselves a break from all that for the next hour. All right, here we go. We're going to start. Take a really big inhale through your nose as you lift your chest, lift your heart up through the sky. And then open mouth, exhale. Sigh it out. We'll do two more. Really big inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Sigh it out. Last one's the biggest one you've got. Really let some stuff go. Be big. Don't be afraid to be loud. Inhale through your nose. Lift your heart. And then open mouth, exhale. Sigh it out. Let it go. It's beautiful breath. I'm going to give you a couple more rounds of breath, all on your own. Just connecting to yourself, settling in before we move, feeling supported by the earth below you. Continuing to try and take deep, mindful breaths. At the end of your next exhale, I'd like you to take your hands. You're going to bring your hands on the outside of your knees and then close your legs like a book. Yeah, and then begin to bring your knees into your chest and give them a squeeze. Take a couple little rocks from side to side here. Maybe forward and back a little bit. Maybe you're circling out your knees. Just giving yourself a nice little free back massage. We're just slowly waking everything up. And then from here, start to release your legs. I'd like you to keep your feet, plant them on the mat. You're going to plant your feet wide. Think as wide as the edges of the mat, and then allow your knees to knock in. We're going to hold here for just a moment. You can either keep your hands down by your sides, or you can sweep your arms up and overhead if you prefer. Take a breath here. And then using your next inhale, begin to separate your knees just a little bit. Using your exhale, drop both of your knees over to your right. Inhaling, coming up through center. Exhaling, dropping your knees over to the left. Inhale to come back up through center. Exhale as you drop your knees over to the right. Inhale, bringing those knees back up through center. Exhale as you drop your knees over to the left. Inhale, back up through center. And then using your exhale, bring your knees back into your chest, give them a squeeze. From here, begin to release your legs. Allow your legs to go long down your mat as you sweep your arms up and overhead. Get a really big stretch. Stretch all the way from your fingertips down to your toes. And then finding your next exhale, begin to bring your right knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. While you're here, I'd like you to take some movement. Maybe pointing and flexing in the foot a couple of times. So point and flex, and then maybe taking some circles. Circle one way around a couple of times, and then reversing your direction. Trying to get a full range of motion in the ankle. You can also use breath here if you'd like more of a stretch, drawing your right leg in closer to your body. It'll come closer to the shoulder, maybe the armpit. We'll take one more really deep breath here. And then keeping your right knee into your chest, I'd like you to start to bend into your left knee. You're gonna plant the sole of your left foot on the mat and then cross your right ankle over your left thigh. So we're coming into a figure 4 stretch. And you can stay here. So it'll be basically like this. You can apply a little bit of pressure with your hand just underneath your knee, opening up your hip a little bit towards the front of the room. If that's enough for you, and you're feeling a stretch, you stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, you can pick your left foot up off of the mat, interlace your hands behind the thigh, perhaps on the shin. If you're taking this variation, if you've taken it a step further, please make sure that you're flexing all 10 of your toes up to the sky. We wanna make sure that we're protecting your knees. Find your breath here. Use your breath to help you draw the legs in closer to the body as you get a good stretch through the hips. We'll hold for 2 more breaths. Slow, steady, smooth inhales and exhales. At the end of your second breath, go ahead and begin to release your legs. We're gonna kick both legs up to the sky. Now we're gonna do a little bit of core work. We're gonna warm up. So I'm gonna do the core with you. I'm gonna try and talk as loud as possible. I'm gonna scoot back. So for our core work, legs are lifted up to the sky. I want you to start to reach forward. You're gonna reach your shoulders up off of the mat as you reach your arms towards the front of the room. Take a big breath in through your nose, and then using an exhale, lower your left leg to a hover. Now your left leg is gonna stay here. Your left leg does not move at all. It is glued in this position. Take another big breath in. Exhale as you lower your right leg to meet the left. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, lower. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and hold. Now begin to interlace your fingers. Everything is interlaced but the pointer fingers, so think like you're making a little gun. And then reach around the outside of your right leg. Your shoulders lift higher as you twist. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, lower your right leg back down to a hover. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, lift. We'll do 2 more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift it back up. Last one. Exhale, lower to a hover and hold. Reach a little bit farther. And then bring your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Whew. Thank goodness. All right, first set of core done. Take a couple more little rocks from side to side here. Finding your breath if you've lost it. And then as you're ready, begin to extend your legs long down the mat, sweeping your arms up and overhead once again, getting a nice big stretch. Using your exhale, bring your left knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. You can interlace your hands around the shin. And while you're here, take movement once again, just like you did on the first side. So maybe you're pointing and flexing into your foot. Maybe we're taking some circles. Maybe we're using the breath here, bringing the leg in closer to the body if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch. Again, slow down the breath. If your breath is still feeling a little bit rushed from the core, I know mine is. So I'm guessing yours is as well. Keep your left knee in towards your chest. Start to bend into your right knee and then cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Great work. So this is your figure 4 stretch. And you guys know the drill. If you're happy here and you're feeling enough, stay here. But if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch, pick your right foot up off of the mat. Interlace your hands behind the thigh, perhaps on the shin. And then make sure all 10 of those toes are flexed up to the sky so we're protecting our knees. Getting a big stretch through the hip. We'll hold for 3 more breaths. Slow, steady, smooth inhales and exhales here. Beautiful. At the end of the last breath, go ahead and release your legs, unwind your legs, and kick those legs back up to the sky. It's time for more core. Hooray, core on the second side. I know you were hoping for it. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it with you. So here we go. Once again, shoulders lift off of the mat, legs are lifted. Take a big breath in through your nose. And then using your exhale, lower your right leg to a hover. Your right leg stays glued down there this time. It does not move. Take another big breath in. Exhale, lower your left leg to a hover. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And this one, hold. Interlace your fingers once again. Everything is interlaced but your finger and your thumb. Shoulders lift higher as you twist outside of your left leg. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lower your left leg to a hover. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. We'll do 2 more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Last one. Exhale, lower as you hold. Reach further, lift those shoulders. And then bring your knees into your chest, give them a squeeze. Whew. Round 2, done. No big deal, right? With your knees into your chest, I'd like you to start to create some movement. So start doing a rock and roll motion, forward and back, until you can make your way into a seat. And once you've made your way into your seat, find a neutral tabletop position. So we're set up for a couple of rounds of cat-cow. If you do have any kind of knee pain or sensitivity, if you need a blanket, towel, pillowcase, whatever you've got, feel free to grab it, find it, set it underneath your knees, and then find your neutral tabletop position. So we've got shoulders above the wrists, fingers are spread, nice and wide, your knees are underneath your hips. Using an inhale, drop your belly as you arch your back and send your heart through your shoulders. Using your exhale, push the mat away from you. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone in as you round your spine. Inhale for cow, heart lifts. Exhale for cat. Inhale, find cow. Exhale, push the mat away from you, round your spine for cat. Inhale for cow. And then from here, take a couple rounds all on your own. So you're all on your own, working with your breath and your movement. And here's the thing. This does not have to be a traditional cat-cow. If you want to mix this up a little bit, have fun with it. Mix it up. You can sway your hips from side to side. You can do some barrel rolls with your chest. You can sit it back into a child's pose if you need a child's pose. There is no right or wrong. This is just about you checking in, connecting with your body, connecting with your movement, seeing what it wants today, seeing what it needs. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Nobody else can see except for maybe your cat or your dog, and they think you're awesome. So no judgment with this, just have fun. I'm gonna give you a couple of rounds of breath and movement, all on your own. I'm gonna do a few with you, and then we'll move on. Start to find your way back into some stillness. Hate to do it to you guys. I'd let you cat-cow for the full hour if I could. Make your way back into your neutral tabletop position. Fingers are spread, shoulders are above the wrists, knees are underneath the hips. And then using an inhale, begin to kick your right leg straight back behind you. Your leg is gonna come out to the height of your hip. Your toes are rolling down, flexing down, pointing down to the mat. Begin to gaze forward as you lift your core and then reach your left arm straight out in front of you. Your fingertips are forward, palm faces in like you're about to shake someone's hand. Take a big breath in for length as you lift. And then as you exhale, bring your elbow to your knee as you round. Inhale for length, reach. Exhale as you round, elbow comes to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cat spine. Inhale, find length and lift. Exhale as you round. Inhale, lengthen. And this one, hold. Now begin to bring your left hand back down to the mat. Flex your right toes down. You're going to slowly lower them to the mat. As soon as they hit, spin onto the inner arch of your right foot as you sweep your right arm up to the sky. Very nice. So we've got a modified side plank here. And in your modified side plank, feel free to take movement. You can circle out your wrist a little bit, maybe taking some big circles in the arm, circling one way a couple of times, and then reversing your direction. Maybe you just want to sweep your top arm towards the front of the room. Get a stretch through the side waist. I'll give you a couple rounds of breath and movement here. Feel free to hold still too. If stillness is your jam, that's good too. If you'd like to take this further, begin to stack your shoulders once again, keeping your right arm up to the sky. Using an inhale, float your left leg up. Or your right leg, excuse me. Once your right leg is lifted, bend into your knee, catch a hold of your foot. If you've got the foot, kick back up into the hand as you roll your heart open, roll your chest up to the sky. Maybe your gaze lifts as well. Take one more breath here. And then softly release. Hand comes back under shoulder, knee comes back under hip. And then take a couple rounds of cat-cow. Find your breath. Reset your spine. Good. Start to find yourself in some stillness once again. Make your way back into your neutral tabletop position. Using an inhale, extend your left leg straight back behind you. Your leg comes out to the height of your hip, your toes flex down to the mat. Gazing forward, reach your right arm straight out in front of you. Fingertips are forward, palm is facing in. Now pretend like I'm pulling you from your fingertips to the front of the room and the heel to the back of the room. Your core is lifted and engaged. Take a big breath in for length. And then exhale, bring your elbow to your knee as you round your spine. Inhale as you extend and reach. Exhale, elbow to knee, cat spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rounding once again, curl up, beautiful. Inhale, reach and lift. Exhale as you round. Inhale, lengthen and hold. Now begin to plant your right hand back underneath your right shoulder. Keep the left toes flexed down to the mat. Slowly lower them down. As soon as they hit, spin onto the inner arch of your left foot. And then we've got our modified side plank on the second side. So same idea as on the first side. If there's movement that you need here, perhaps circling the arm, spinning out the wrist, getting a big stretch through the side waist. Any moves that you need to take here. Very nice. Start to find yourself in some stillness. If you'd like to take the balance, left arm reaches up to the sky. Float your left leg up, bend into your knee, catch a hold of the foot. Kick back into your hand as your heart lifts and your gaze lifts as you're rolling your chest open to the sky. You guys look amazing. Take one more breath and then softly release. Make your way back down, hand under shoulder, knee under hip. Take a couple little cat-cow. Finding your breath. All the doggies, yay! Thanks for bringing your dogs, guys. I keep seeing all the doggies. And then begin to tuck your toes, lift your hips, find your downward facing dog. So first downward facing dog of class, maybe first downward facing dog in a little while. No judgment, I'm not mad at you. I feel you on this one, right? It may have been a minute. So take time, take movement here, find yourself comfortable in this pose and stable. If you want to pedal at your feet, you can. Maybe you'd like to bend into your knees, sway your hips from side to side and wag your tail. Pick up a hand, spin out a wrist, roll out your neck, anything you need to do here. This pose should feel like home base. So take a moment, get stable, get comfortable. Gorgeous downward facing dogs. Begin to find some stillness. Let's set up your first dog. Be sure that your hands are shoulder width distance. Your fingers are spread nice and wide, and you're bearing down weight in your pointer finger and your thumb. Lift your forearms and roll your outer upper arms in. So that's going to roll your elbows in towards your ears. This creates length and space across your shoulders. Really push the mat away from you. Push so much that your sitting bones lift up to the sky. Those look great. Using a big inhale, glide forward into a plank pose. Go slowly like you're riding a wave. Using your exhale, lift your hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Inhale as you glide forward, find plank. Exhale as those hips lift up and back, finding downward facing dog. Inhale as you glide forward for plank. Exhale, lift those hips up and back. Inhale, glide forward into a plank. And this one we're gonna hold. Yes, we're gonna build a little bit of heat. So make sure in your plank pose, you've got your fingers spread nice and wide, your shoulders are above your wrists. Push them out away from you so much that you're almost creating a doming in your upper shoulders. Lift your core should be lifted and engaged. Inner thighs are gonna roll up to the ceiling. Lift your quad, lift your kneecaps. Heels are pointing dynamically towards the back of the room. Take your gaze forward, take rounding out of your spine. Your feet are not gonna save you. And there's all your beautiful faces. Yes, we're gonna hold this for 5 breaths. You've got this. Know that you're stronger than you think. It's only 5 breaths. It'll be over soon. Slow, steady, smooth, deep breaths. I'm guessing we've got 2 more. Take 2 more breaths. At the end of your second breath, begin to bend your elbows, hug them in like crazy as you slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Once you make your way down, untuck your toes, have your shoulders above your wrist, hugging your elbows in behind your back. Using an inhale, roll up, finding cobra pose as you send your heart through your shoulders, keeping a soft bend in the elbows. Exhale as you slowly roll yourself all the way back down. Inhale, lift up, coil up, cobra pose. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, coil up, heart comes through the shoulders. Exhale as you slowly roll yourself all the way back down. Last one, coil up, heart lifts. Exhale, roll yourself back down. Once you make your way back down, be sure that your fingers are spread wide, shoulders are above the wrist. Hug your elbows in behind your back. Tuck your toes, and then using an inhale, press straight up into a plank. From your plank, find your downward facing dog. So making your way back into your downward facing dog. I'm gonna give you a couple of resting breaths here. So if there's any more movement that you need, feel free to take it. If you need to pedal out the feet a little bit more, if there's still wiggles and kinks and pops and cracks and all that fun stuff going on, take a moment, get set up, get stable. Take one more resting breath here. At the end of the second breath, begin to come up high onto the balls of the feet. Put a bend in your knees, gaze forward, step or hop, make your way top of the mat. Inhale as you find a flat back, heart lifts. Exhale as you fold. Inhale as you sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale as you bring your hands through, heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, taking a side bend over to your right. So your right palm is gonna slide down your right thigh as your left arm reaches up and over. Inhale, bring your right arm back up, palms meet. Exhale, side bend over to your left. Left palm slides down your left thigh as you reach, roll your heart open. Inhale, palms meet overhead. Exhale as you lead with your chest, hinge from the hips, find a forward fold. Inhale for a flat back, heart lifts. Exhale as you fold, plant your palms, step into your plank, lower through your vinyasa. So your vinyasa is chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Any variations or modifications of that you need to take, feel free. If you need to lower your knees for chaturanga, it's okay. If you prefer a cobra to an up dog, that's cool too. We're all gonna be back in a downward facing dog. Finding yourself in your downward facing dog. Begin to come up high onto the balls of the feet. Bending your knees, gaze forward, make your way top of the mat. Inhale for a flat back, heart lifts. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead, palms meet. Exhale, bringing hands through, heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhale, palms meet overhead. Exhale, side bend over to the left, reach with that right arm. Inhale, palms meet. Exhale, ride your breath all the way back down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale as you fold, plant your palms, step back into your plank, lower through your vinyasa. Your vinyasa, your way. So maybe you're modified. Maybe you're adding some things. Feel free to have fun. Feel free to modify if you need to. We're gonna take one more round. We're gonna speed it up. We're gonna build some heat, one breath per movement, and then I'm gonna let you do this all on your own. At the end of your next breath, gaze forward, make your way top of the mat. Step, hop, float. Inhale, finding a flat back as your heart lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale over to your left. Inhale, palms meet. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold, plant your palms, step into your plank, lower through your vinyasa. We'll meet back in a downward facing dog. Everybody's almost there? Great. So like I just mentioned, I'm gonna give you a chance to flow on your own in just a sec. I'm gonna do it with you. I'm not gonna cue it. I'm just gonna flow. And here's the thing, if you're liking the side bends, keep it. If you're over it, ditch it. Also know that this is your time. This is not just my class with my agenda. This is your class. So if you wanna add things, crow pose, extra chaturanga push-ups, float out a leg, float it up into a handstand, your time. Feel free to create, feel free to have fun. There are no rules. 2 rounds. I'm gonna flow with you. When you're finished, we'll all meet back in a child's pose. Go ahead and get started. As you're ready, downward facing dog, starting your sun A's. Great job, you guys. If you're still flowing, feel free to keep flowing. There's no rush. We're in no hurry to finish. If you are done, feel free to take a moment, grab a sip of water if you need it. Maybe pet your doggy, give him a snuggle. Coming down for a child's pose if you'd like, holding downward facing dog if you would prefer, up to you. If you're in your child's pose, take a couple of resting breaths. I'm going to give you 2. If you need to release a little bit of heat, maybe you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Take one more really deep breath in your child's pose if you're there, maybe inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And then after that breath, finding yourself back in a downward facing dog. Once you've made your way into your downward facing dog, using an inhale, float your right leg up. Be sure that your hips are squared down to the mat, your toes are flexed down to the mat. Using your next exhale, bring your knee to your nose as you shift forward. Have your shoulders above your wrists. Inhale reaches you up and back. Exhale brings your knee to your nose, shift forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale as you bring your knee to your nose, lift your hips, plant your foot in between your hands. Once you've made your way there, lower your back knee, untuck your back toes. Using your inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead, finding a low lunge. This is Anjaneyasana. You want to make sure that your front knee is above your front ankle. Hips are square towards the front of the room. Your arms are lifted, shoulders are wrapping down the back, release down the back. Maybe you gaze up and press your palms. Take a baby back bend if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch. Take one more breath here. And then using your exhale, take a side bend over to your left. So your left hand is going to plant. Maybe you're using a prop here. So if you can't quite reach the ground, find your book or your can of soup, maybe your dog, whatever you've got to do. Reaching your right arm up and over. Be sure that your right knee is not coming along for the ride. So right knee is back over right ankle. Inhale, palms meet overhead. Exhale as you side bend over to your right. Again, maybe you're using a prop, maybe not. Left arm reaches, getting a big stretch through your side waist. Inhale, palms meet overhead. Exhale as you ride your breath all the way down. Frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step back into your plank, lower through your vinyasa. We'll all meet back in a downward facing dog. Once you've made your way into your downward facing dog, using an inhale, float your left leg up. Square the hips, flex the toes down. Using your exhale, bring your knee to your nose as you shift forward. Inhale, find length, reach up and back. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose, lift your hips. Good. Inhale, find length. Last one, bring your knee to your nose, lift your hips, plant your foot in between your hands. Once you make your way there, lower your back knee, untuck your back toes, sweep your arms up and overhead, finding your low lunge on your second side. Hips are square, bringing length through all four sides of your torso as you're lunging into the front knee, wrapping your palms in. If you want to challenge your balance, you press the palms. Maybe your gaze lifts as well as you take a back bend. Take one more breath here. And then using your exhale, take a side bend over to your right. Planting your right palm as you reach with the left arm. Don't let your left leg come along for the ride. Left knee stays over left ankle. Inhale, sweep the palms up. Exhale, side bend over to your left, reaching with that right arm. Inhale, palms meet overhead. Exhale, travel that breath all the way down. Frame your front foot, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step into your plank, lower through your vinyasa. We'll all meet back in a downward facing dog. If you're feeling fatigued, feel free to skip the chaturangas and the up dog. You can always go straight into a downward facing dog. I'm sure many of you have noticed I'm skipping them, like I said, so I don't run out of breath. You can skip them too. Feel free if you need a little bit of a break. Always honor your body, honor your practice. Do what you need. We'll all meet back in a downward facing dog. Looks like we're there. Using an inhale, float your right leg up. Using your exhale, bring your knee to your nose as you shift forward. Inhale reaches you up and back, find length. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Give it a tap as you shift forward. Yes. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Give that a tap. Inhale, reaches you up and back. Exhale, as you bring your knee to your nose, lift your hips. Plant your foot in between your hands. Use your in-breath to rise yourself up, finding a crescent lunge. So set yourself up here. You want to make sure we've got the feet separated enough for stability. So if you're feeling wobbly, separate your feet a little bit more. You want to be deep bend into the front knee. Think 90-degree bend. Front knee is over the front ankle. You're on the ball of your back foot. Hips are square. Arms are lifted. Shoulders are releasing down the back. Beautiful. Maybe the gaze lifts. Maybe the palms press. Take one more breath here. And then using your exhale, bring your hands through heart center. And then open yourself up into a warrior two. So you want to make sure you've got a nice long and strong stance here. We want to be taking up most of our mat. Heel to arch alignment. So front heel should intersect in the middle of the back arch. Shoulders are above the hips. Arms reach as you broaden across your collarbones. Gaze is over the front fingers. Maybe a little smile for your face. Bend into that front knee just a little bit deeper. And then using an inhale, flip your front palm to the sky. Using your exhale, reach up and back. Reverse your warrior. Keep the deep bend in the front knee. Inhale back into a warrior two. Exhale as you cartwheel the arms down and around. Frame your front foot. Step into your plank. Lower through your vinyasa. Lower through your vinyasa or skip it if you prefer. We'll all meet back in a downward facing dog. Great job. Once you make your way there, using an inhale, float your left leg up. Exhale as you bring your knee to your nose, shift forward. Inhale reaches you up and back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, shift forward, give it a tap. Inhale, find length. Exhale, cross over to your right elbow, give that a tap. Inhale, reaching up and back. Exhale, bringing your knee to your nose. Lift your hips, plant your foot in between your hands. Using an in-breath, sweep yourself up, rise up. Find your crescent lunge on your second side. Make sure that your feet are separated enough for stability. Lunging into the front knee, 90-degree bend. Torso is lifted off of the thigh. Shoulders are out of the ears. Maybe your heart lifts as your gaze lifts. You press the palms. Take one more breath here. And then using an exhale, bring your hands through heart center. Inhale as you open up, finding your warrior two. Set up your stance. Nice, long, strong stance here. Heel to arch alignment. Shoulders are above the hips. Arms are reaching as we broaden across the collarbones. Gazing over the front fingers. Bend into your front knee just a little bit deeper. And then flip your front palm to the sky. Using an exhale, reach up and back as you reverse your warrior. Inhale into a warrior two. Exhale as you cartwheel the arms down and around. Frame your front foot. Step into your plank. Lower through your vinyasa. Great job. Well, I'll be back in your downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, using an inhale, float your right leg up. Using your exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale as you reach up and back. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, give it a tap. Inhale, find length. Exhale, cross over to your left elbow, give that a tap. Inhale, reaches you up and back. Exhale as you bring your knee to your nose, lift your hips, plant your foot in between your hands. Now this time, lower your back knee, untuck your back toes, ground down through your left palm as you twist your right arm open to the sky. So we're keeping the deep bend in the front knee, shoulders are stacked. I'm pushing the mat away from me as I'm also lifting and reaching up through the right arm. Wrapping from the side waist, heart lifts, maybe your gaze lifts as well. If you're happy here, you stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, you can also bend into your back knee, catch a hold of your back foot. If you've got the back foot, maybe you roll onto the outer edge of the front foot. Heart lifts as your gaze lifts as well. Take one more breath here. If you've got a hold of that foot, softly release. Don't smack it on the mat, that will hurt. Bring your right arm back down, framing your front foot, tucking your back toes, lifting your back knee. Step into a plank, lower through your vinyasa. We'll meet in the downward facing dog. Great job. Once you make your way into your downward facing dog, using an inhale, float your left leg up. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose as you shift forward. Inhale as you reach up and back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, give it a tap. Inhale to find length. Exhale, cross to your right elbow, give that a tap. Inhale, reaches you up and back. Exhale as you bring your knee to your nose, lift your hips, plant your foot in between your hands. Lower your back knee, untuck your back toes, ground down through your right palm as you twist your left arm open to the sky. Again, I'm pressing down with my right hand as I dynamically lift and reach up to the sky with my left arm. Wrapping from the rib cage, heart lifts, gaze lifts. If you're happy here, stay here. If you'd like a little bit more, you can bend into your back knee, catch a hold of your back foot. Maybe your gaze goes back towards your foot as your heart lifts, maybe dropping your head back a little bit. Take one more breath here. If you've got a hold of that foot, softly release. Let it go back down to the mat with ease. Begin to frame your front foot once again. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step into a plank, and then lower through your vinyasa. Great work. All right, cool. We're all gonna meet back in a downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, I'd like you to come down for a child's pose for a sec. I'm gonna demo the next thing that we're gonna do. Feel free to grab a sip of water. Get a snack if you need it, do some laundry. I don't know, you're at home, do whatever you gotta do there. Pet the doggy, say hi to the kids. So I'm gonna demo our next thing, and it basically starts out the same. So we're gonna float the right leg up, bring the knee into the nose, reach up and back, right elbow, extend, left elbow, extend, knee to nose, lifting hips, planting the foot in between the hands.
Then we're going to twist. Actually, I'm going to switch legs. We're going to twist, arm up to the sky. We keep the back knee lifted this time because we're going to roll onto the pinky toe side edge of the back foot and step, step, step into a side plank. Now maybe you just stack it. That's cool too. From here, we're going to sweep the top arm towards the front of the room, float your top leg up, and then we're going to do some core. We're going to bend and extend, elbow to knee, reach, elbow to knee, reach. We roll back into a plank, and then we vinyasa. Now here's the thing. If you have any kind of shoulder, wrist stuff happening, this pose is extremely load-bearing and weight-bearing. So your other option is to come down onto your forearm, like so. You're still in a side plank, and guess what? You can still do the core. Hooray! Yeah, you don't get out of it. So either way, either you're modifying or not, make your way back into your downward facing dog. Here we go. Everybody's up. Using your inhale, flow your right leg up. Using your exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale as you reach up and back. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, give it a tap. Inhale, find length. Exhale, cross over to the left. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale as you bring your knee to your nose, lift your hips, plant your foot in between your hands. Begin to twist your right arm up to the sky, ground down through your left palm. As you're ready, slowly turn onto the pinky toe side edge of your back foot and either step, 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 or stack, finding your side plank. Set your pose up before we move into the core. Get stable, press down through your bottom hand, lift your hips. Good, take a breath. Sweep your top arm over your ear. Float your top leg up, here we go. For 1, reach, 2, reach, 3, last one, elbow to knee, extend, look down to the mat, roll into a plank, and vinyasa. Great job. We'll all meet back in a downward facing dog. Woohoo! Once you make your way there, using your inhale, float your left leg up. Exhale as you bring your knee to your nose. Inhale reaches you up and back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, give it a tap. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, cross to the right. Inhale, find length. Exhale, knee to nose, lift the hips. Plant the left foot in between the hands. Ground down through your right palm. Twist your left arm up to the sky. As you're ready, slowly rolling on to the pinky toe side edge of your back foot. Step, 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 stack into your side plank. Modify if you need to modify. Come down onto your forearm if you need. Get stable in your pose. And then sweep your top arm towards the front of the room. Float your top leg up. Here we go. For 4, reach, 3, extend, 2. You've got this. Last one, reach, roll into a plank, and vinyasa. Good job. We'll all meet back in a downward facing dog. Good job, you guys. Yay, beautiful work. All right, we're gonna do that little flow one more time, and then we're gonna slow down a little bit after some more core. Here we go. Using your inhale, float your right leg up. This time I'd like you to bend into your knee. Open up your hip, take some movement here. If there's movement that you'd like to take, maybe you like to circle out your ankle, maybe bending and straightening into the leg. If you're a dog flipper, we land the right foot behind you as your hips lift, sweeping the right arm up and overhead. If you flipped your dog, making your way back into your 3-legged dog, right leg is extended. Everybody bring your knee to your nose as you shift forward. Inhale as you reach up and back. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, give it a tap. Inhale, find length. Exhale, cross to your left elbow. Inhale, reaches you up and back. Using your exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Plant your foot in between your hands. Once you make your way there, twist your right arm up to the sky. Slowly roll on to the pinky toe side edge of your back foot. Make your way into your side plank. From your side plank, sweep your top arm up, float your top leg up. Here we go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Extend, roll into a plank and vinyasa. Great work, guys. Yay. One more side, second side. We'll be back in a downward facing dog. Here we go. Using your inhale, float your left leg up. Go ahead and bend into your knee, open your hip, take movement. Maybe you're circling out your ankle. Maybe bending and straightening into the leg. Yes, my dog flippers. If you want to flip your dog, go ahead and flip that dog. Land the left foot behind you as the hips lift, sweeping your left arm towards the front of the room. Beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Dog flippers. Slowly, mindfully make your way back into a three-legged dog. Everybody extend your left leg straight up to the sky. Using your exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale as you reach up and back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, find length. Exhale, cross over to the right. Inhale, extend. Exhale as you bring your knee to your nose, lift your hips. Plant your foot in between your hands. Twist your left arm up to the sky. Roll onto the pinky toe side edge of your back foot. Step, step, or stack. Find your side plank. Sweep your top arm towards the front of the room. Float that top leg up. And here we go. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Last vinyasa of class. Roll into a plank. Make your way through. Finding a downward facing dog. Great job. And then come on down, take a break. Take a break. It's probably time. You deserve it. Yeah, grab a sip of water if you need it. Finding your breath if you've lost it. So if you've taken my class before, and if you haven't figured it out already, if you're new, I love core work. Along with that, I have a new hobby since I've been in quarantine, and it's called baking. Yeah, I never baked before, ever. Turns out I'm pretty good. And also turns out I can eat my treats at an alarming pace. Yes, maybe you're doing that too. It's a life choice that I fully support. I'm having a nice time. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, muffins, gone. Anyhow, I want to continue to do this. So we're going to do some core, and I'm going to demo this for you guys real quick. Continue to relax and enjoy. You can grab a sip of water, maybe eat one of your tasty treats that you've been making, pet the dog, do what you got to do. I'm going to demo, and then we'll do it together. So we start off in boat. Then, let me see if I can get my whole self in the camera, hopefully. We lower to half boat. If you can see, my shoulders are still lifted, my legs are still lifted, I'm reaching and my core is engaged. Now slowly, with control, I'm going to bring my right knee in. My shoulders don't lift that much, but I reach and curl, then I extend. Left knee comes in as I lift, extend. Right knee comes in as I reach, extend. Left knee comes in, extend, and then we find boat. Everybody feel good about it? Maybe, maybe not. Those of you who've been to my class know what you're in for. If you're new, you're in for a treat. All right, so we're gonna do 4 rounds. Here we go, I'm doing it with you. Begin to make your way into your boat. Find your boat pose. Take a big breath in. And then using your exhale, lower to your half boat. Shoulders are lifted, legs are lifted. Slowly with control, bring your right knee in. Curl those shoulders up. Extend it back out. Left knee comes in as we lift and reach. Extend. Bring your right knee back in, curl. Extend. Left knee comes in, reach, reach, reach. Extend, find boat. Cool, right? No big deal. First round done. 3 more to go. You've got this. Take a big breath in. Exhale as we lower. Let's do this, round 2. Bring that right knee in. Lift. Extend. Left knee comes in, reach, reach, reach. Extend. Right knee. Extend. Left knee, lift your shoulders. Extend, find boat. Woohoo! All right, 2 rounds down, halfway through. No big deal. You've got this. Take a big breath. And then we'll lower. Bring your right knee in, curl, extend. Left knee comes in, reach, extend. Right knee, lift your shoulders, extend. Left knee comes in, extend, find boat. All right, here we go. Last round, we're getting right back into it. This is your best round. Lower down. Bring that right knee in. Don't get lazy on your left round. Lift, extend. Left knee comes in, really reach. Extend. Right knee comes in. Extend. Last one. Left knee. Curl up. Extend and hold. We're going to hold your half boat for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Lower all the way down. Great job, you guys. Okay, it is officially time to cool down. Bring those knees into your chest, give them a squeeze. Give yourself a little love. Give yourself a hug for all of your hard work at your core. Give yourself a little free back massage for a moment. And then begin to release your legs. I'd like you to plant your feet on the mat, keeping a bend in the knees. Now we want to make sure that our knees are above our ankles and everything is hip width distance. If you've got long arms, you may be able to reach down and graze the back of your heel with your middle finger. If you don't have long arms, don't worry about it. Not relevant for this. Just think knees above ankles, okay? So our next move is we lift the hips up to the sky. Once your hips are lifted, sweep your arms up and overhead, reaching for the back of the room. This is going to give you more lift. Using your exhale, slowly bring everything back down to the mat. Hips will lower. Roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Arms come back down by your sides. Using your next inhale, lift your hips up, sweep up, rise up, hips lift. Exhale as you bring it back down, lower. Inhale, lift up, sweep the arms up, lift those hips. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it back down to the mat. Now take 2 more, all on your own. Work with your breath. Work with your movement. Feel free to take your time here. Should feel nice on the core after all that we just did. Good job. Looks like everybody's almost through their second one. We're gonna do one more together. Keep your arms down by your sides this time. Using an inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. Once the hips are lifted, walk your shoulders underneath your body. You're gonna come onto the tops of the shoulder heads as you lift your hips up to the sky. We're gonna hold here for 5 breaths. Now maybe you just hold bridge. If you'd like to play, maybe kicking a leg up, flexing the toes as the hips lift. Bring it back down. Try with the second leg. Keep the hips lifted as you point your foot. And then bring it down. If you're holding your bridge, we've got 2 more breaths. Slow, steady, smooth, deep breaths here. At the end of the second breath, undo the interlace of the fingers. Slowly roll yourselves back down, come off at the shoulders. Bring your knees into your chest and give them a squeeze. Finding your breath if you've lost it. From here, it's yogi's choice. I'm gonna let you do 1 more back bend. If you like bridge pose, which is what we just did, you can take a bridge. If you happen to have full wheel in your practice, feel free to take full wheel. Feel free to play, feel free to have fun. One more back bend of your choosing. As you're ready, go ahead and get started. Bridge your wheel, up to you. Yes, Mary, nice job. Ooh, look at all those people doing their bridge poses. Great job, you guys. Ooh, floating a leg up. Love it, Kim. I'm scrolling through as I'm seeing everyone. This is awesome. Great work. Beautiful. Nice work, Sarah. Good job. If you haven't made your way back down, start to slowly make your way back down. Begin to bring your knees into your chest and give them a squeeze. If you'd like to take a happy baby from here, take a happy baby. This is basically the best time for one. So we happy baby by flexing the feet up to the sky like so. Wrapping your arms inside of the legs, hands wrap around the outer edges of the feet. And then you can rock around a little bit. Maybe you bend and straighten into the legs. This is a nice release for the low back. After all the back bends, after all the core, helping you to find your breath once again. Good. If you're in your happy baby, start to release. Let go of your legs. Allow your legs to go long down the mat. Sweep your arms up and overhead, getting a really big stretch all the way from your fingertips down to your toes. And then using an exhale, begin to bring your right knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. From here, start to direct your right knee across the left side of your body for a twist. Now, if you're getting into this and you're feeling like your knee is floating in space and it's uncomfortable, you can use a prop. You can roll up your blanket a little bit if you'd like a little bit of support or padding. Arms can open up wide, extending out long. Maybe you cactus into the elbows if you prefer. Gaze somewhere that feels comfortable for your neck. So maybe you're turning to the left over your left shoulder. Maybe you're looking up towards the sky. Perhaps if you've got more room and you'd like to deepen the twist, your gaze falls over your right shoulder. Feel free to close your eyes here. Start to settle in. Use your breath here. Visualize your breath, using your inhales and your exhales to help you soften and melt into your twist. We'll take 2 more really deep breaths here. At the end of your second breath, slowly begin to roll back onto your back. Bring your right knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. Begin to bring your left knee into your chest and give that a squeeze. Take a couple little rocks from side to side if you need it. And then when you're ready, release your right leg long down the mat. Start to bring your left knee across the right side of your body for your twist on your second side. Again, maybe you'd like a little support or padding for your knee. Grab a blanket or a book or a pillow, whatever you've got. Arms can extend out long. Cactus, bending in the elbows if you prefer. Find somewhere to gaze that feels comfortable in your neck. Maybe it's over the left shoulder, perhaps up to the sky. If you've got the room, over your right shoulder. Feel free to close your eyes. Start to settle in, softening the breath if you haven't done so already. Using your inhales and exhales to help you melt into your twist. We'll take 2 more really deep breaths here. At the end of the second breath, slowly roll yourself back onto your back. Bring your left knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. Bring your right knee in and give that a squeeze. And then begin to release your legs long down the mat. We're going to start to make our way into our final resting pose. So we're making our way into our Shavasana. And here's the deal. You're at home, you've got blankets, you've got pillows, you've got sweatshirts. Get comfortable. Anything that you need to help you settle into this pose. You can take legs up the wall if you prefer. You don't have to be lying flat on your back. It is of utmost importance to me that you're comfortable in your final resting pose. So anything that you need to do, props, pillows, kids, dogs, whatever's going to help you settle in. I'll give you a moment. All right. No matter where you're at. Oh, hi, Bree the dog. Start to release your shoulders down your back. Have them come out of your ears. Have your heart lift up to the sky. Your arms can be down by your sides. You can sweep them up and overhead if you prefer. You can take one hand, place it on your heart, and the other hand and place it on your belly if you prefer to connect to your breath. Choose a variation that serves you with the legs. So maybe you've taken legs up the wall. Maybe you've got traditional with legs extended long and feet flopping out open to the sides. Perhaps you want to do Supta Baddha Konasana like we started. So maybe soles of the feet are together, knees are out open wide. Up to you. Again, as you're ready, heart is lifting, eyes are closed. Start to feel supported by the earth below you. And we're going to finish class just how we started. I want to breathe together. We're going to take a 3-part breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Here we go. Take a really big inhale through your nose as your heart lifts and hold. Sip in a little bit more air, fill up and hold. Sip in a teeny tiny bit more air, lifting your heart as high to the sky as you can. And then open mouth, exhale. Sigh it out. Let it all go. You've reached your final resting pose. This is your opportunity to do nothing. Your only job here is to relax and to breathe. So really start to find yourself settling in. Relax your eyes. Relax your jaw. Maybe removing your tongue from the mouth, separating the teeth a little bit if you need. Start to feel so relaxed from your entire body, throughout your entire body, that you feel heavy. So heavy, it's as if you could melt into the earth below you. I